Every year, millions of Australians go looking for a new car. They've got a budget, a list of needs, maybe a vague idea of what they want. And they walk into a market with more than 60 brands and 550 models all competing for their attention. That's a lot of noise. We're here to cut through it. I'm Fian, Managing Editor at carsales, and this is the New Car Buyer's Guide. The New Car Buyer's Guide isn't a Car of the Year award. It's not about handing out a trophy to whoever sent the flashiest press release. We've looked at how buyers are actually searching to shape the 5 categories we've chosen: city cars, family SUVs, tradie vehicles, off-road 4x4s, and electric vehicles. In each one, we've shortlisted the vehicles worth your attention and named one top pick that we think should be right at the top of your list. That's 25 vehicles in total, hand-picked from everything available in Australian showrooms right now. Vehicles you can walk in and buy today. How do we pick them? Every category has its own weighted criteria, because what matters to a family SUV buyer is completely different from what matters to a tradie shopping for a ute or someone looking for their first EV. Electric vehicles. 5 of the most compelling EVs you can buy in Australia in 2026. One thing worth saying up front, the best EV for you depends heavily on where you plan to charge it. The Hyundai IONIQ 5N is the most extreme car on this list, in the whole New Car Buyer's Guide for that matter, and also the most expensive at $115,000 plus on-road costs. And it exists to answer a question the EV segment has mostly ignored. What about the buyers who love driving? Hyundai's N division built a truly engaging vehicle, one that not only stirs the soul, but includes a number of world firsts for an EV. How about a simulated 8-speed gearbox? Fake gear shifts, fake engine sounds, fake rev cues. None of it is mechanically real, but all of it is deliberately engineered to make the experience more engaging. Contrived? For sure, but it works. This is the most satisfying EV to drive that's currently available in Australia. 7-year unlimited kilometre warranty, 8 years on the battery, 6 years of prepaid servicing for just under $2,000. A few things to know though. When you drive it the way it invites you to, enthusiastically, real-world efficiency drops noticeably. But you get that in any performance car. The high-performance tyres also wear much faster than standard EV tyres. These are the costs of owning a thoroughbred vehicle, and they're worth being honest about at this price. The N variant hasn't been ANCAP tested either, and the active safety systems can be annoying. You'll need to be adjusting your preference on each drive. But to sum up, this is one of the finest EVs ever built, period. If you're buying something to be exhilarating, this is the one for you. Okay, so the Zeekr 7X starts from around $58,000 plus on-road costs, and it comes with a backstory worth knowing. Zeekr is owned by Geely, the same group behind Volvo and Polestar. The 7X shares platforms and engineering standards with those brands, which explains why the cabin quality feels noticeably better than the price would suggest. This vehicle has a genuinely upmarket feel across all touch points. It's also got a 5-star ANCAP safety rating from 2025 testing, 5-year unlimited kilometre warranty, 8 years on the battery, and 6 years of prepaid servicing for under $2,500. This is a car that democratizes luxury. It's also crammed with tech and future-proofed for ultra-fast charging. Perhaps the only thing worth double-checking is Zeekr's dealer and service network. It covers most major East Coast cities and Adelaide and Perth, but if you're regional, confirm your nearest service centre before you commit. This isn't a reason to walk away, just a question worth asking. The Tesla Model Y is one of those rare vehicles that can claim world's best-selling status, and is also one of Australia's top-selling EVs. The reason is actually pretty simple. The 2025 Juniper refresh fixed the 2 biggest criticisms around this high-tech EV. The first is the suspension. It's now better. And the second is the cabin, now quieter. The car drives how it should have driven from the start. But the real reason it's on this list is the supercharger network. Tesla runs more than 130 supercharger sites in Australia along major highway routes. And just as it is overseas, it's the most reliable EV charging network there is. On a long road trip, for example, when other EV chargers might be busy or unreliable, that network matters. No other EV on this list can match it right now. Pricing from just under $60,000 to around $90,000 plus on-road costs, a 5-year warranty, 5-star ANCAP from 2025, Lots to like. The trade-off is the interface. There's no physical controls for climate or wipers. Everything lives in the central touchscreen. Most owners get used to it, but spend some proper time with this car on your test drive, not just a quick demo lap. And if full self-driving comes up in conversation, understand clearly what it is before you pay for it. It is awesome on so many levels. It feels completely sci-fi, but it's also very, very expensive. The Kia EV3 is one of Kia's newest EVs, and it's also one of the best. Pricing runs from about $48,000 to $64,000 plus on-road costs. The Earth Long Range is the variant worth looking at first. What Kia did deliberately here is design a car that feels familiar. The controls, the layout, the way you interact with it, it's just like any other Kia that just happens to be electric. For buyers making the jump from a conventional car, that matters more than you'd think. It's far less radical than the Tesla, for example. 5-star ANCAP safety rating from 2025, 7-year unlimited kilometre warranty, and 8 years on the battery. And 5 years of cap price servicing at around $1,300 total, the sharpest servicing on this list. But it's worth being clear on charging. The EV3 uses a standard 400-volt system, so DC charging tops out lower than the Zeekr or the IONIQ 5N. For most day-to-day use or home charging, you'll never notice a difference. But if you regularly drive long distances and rely on public fast chargers to top up en route, it's worth factoring in. Rear seat space is also a bit on the tighter side. Put your regular passengers in the back before you test drive one of these and make the commitment. The BYD Atto 2 starts from just under $32,000 plus on-road costs. That's the most accessible entry point on this list by a clear margin. And at that price, the question is always, what do you actually get? Well, more than most people expect. The interior actually has an upmarket feel, especially for the money. You get a panoramic sunroof, a flat floor that helps rear seat legroom. You've got decent boot space with useful underfloor storage. And the technology spec is solid for the grade as well. 6-year, 150,000 kilometre warranty, 8 years on the battery, 6 years of capped price servicing for just over $2,000. But two things to be clear about. Real world range is about 280 kilometres in mixed driving. This is a city and suburban car, not a long distance road tripper. And the ANCAP rating is still pending. It has a full safety suite, but there's still no star rating just yet. If your daily driving sits well within 200 kilometres and you have somewhere to charge at home or work, the Atto 2 is an exceptional amount of car for the money. If your life involves frequent long runs or you depend on public fast charging, the EV3 or the Model Y is a better fit if the budget stretches. 5 EVs, 5 very different answers to what an electric car should be in 2026. The Hyundai IONIQ 5N, for the driver who refuses to give up on a great driving experience. The Zeekr 7X, for the buyer who wants serious technology and Volvo-grade quality at a mid-range price. The Tesla Model Y, for the buyer who wants the most reliable, real-world charging experience in Australia. The Kia EV3, for the buyer transitioning from a conventional car who wants the most familiar, practical EV on the market. And the BYD Atto 2, for the buyer who wants to get into an EV at a low cost without compromising on quality. Our top pick is the Hyundai IONIQ 5N. We know that's not the obvious call in a category where practicality and charging infrastructure matter so much. But here's the reasoning. The IONIQ 5N does something no other EV on this list manages. It makes driving an electric car genuinely exciting. Simply put, there's nothing else like this vehicle on the planet right now. And this matters in a category where the experience of driving has too often been treated as an afterthought. But if we're picking the one that moved the needle furthest on what the category can be, it's the IONIQ 5N. It's an innovator. This is one of 5 categories in our 2026 New Car Buyer's Guide. If this isn't the right category for you, then one of the others probably is. We've covered city cars, family SUVs, off-road 4x4s, tradie vehicles and electric vehicles, and you can check out the full guides at carsales.com.au.